Hi, this is T1AO, and I just want to make this discussion about Dragon Ball Super, specifically about the Goku problem. Now, I don't want to turn this into a debate. I know there will be Goku fanboys defending every negative aspect I point out about his character. You have every right to. It's your opinion. I was also a fan of Goku until Dragon Ball Super. My goal for this video is not to say that Dragon Ball Super is a bad show. I still watch it, so obviously it is good to me. Good enough to still watch anyways, but like everything, it has its pros and cons. One of the cons I will speak of is Goku as the main character. Don't get me wrong, Goku has been a character favorite of mine from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. I liked him in GT as well, but I didn't like the fact everything was about him in GT. But that's another story. Then we head into Dragon Ball Super, where you see a slight change in him. Most probably will not notice it, but there are things different about him. One of the big things to mention would be his parenting. Now, I know Goku has always been a guy wanting to improve himself and push beyond his limits, but now it has gotten to a point where he almost entirely neglects the people he cares about and who cares about him. Before people say he was always training in Dragon Ball Z, nothing new has changed. Think about it for a second. He has always been training, but he didn't lose sight of important things such as spending time with his family now and again. For example, at the start of Dragon Ball Z, he was spending time with his son Gohan and his wife Chi-Chi. He trained in the forest during his spare time just so he wouldn't become rusty. The reason why he went to King Kai's place to train was because of Raditz. After Goku and Piccolo defeated him, he warned them that Nappa and Vegeta were coming to destroy the Earth, which is why Goku had to receive more training to become strong enough to face them. During the Frieza saga, Goku couldn't spend time with his family after Nappa and Vegeta killed so many of the original Z fighters such as Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu. So he went to Planet Namek to attain the Namekian Dragon Balls, since Piccolo died at the hands of the Saiyans as well, and killing Piccolo also killed Kami, and without Kami, we all know the Dragon Balls on Earth ceased to exist. Then Cell Saga came around, and after finally making it back to Earth, after Frieza blew up the original Planet Namek, he finds out that one of his past enemies from his childhood, Dr. Gero, made androids and a future organic being named Cell. But I like to point out, even during this time, he spent time with Gohan and in the week before Cell's challenge at the Cells games. Goku made time to spend time with Chi-Chi and Gohan at home. In the Buu saga, he was dead so he couldn't be there for his family. And the one day he got to spend time with them and not be labeled dead, an evil wizard named Babidi showed up and tried to resurrect Majin Buu. My point is, in all of these instances, Goku had a legitimate reason why he couldn't spend quality time with those he cared about. However, even as Dragon Ball Super begins, he's doing everything in his power not to be there for Chi-Chi and his second son, Goten, so he can go train more at King Kai's place. It's almost like he doesn't want to be with them at all at times. There was no reason he had to leave them this time around for a long period of time. It's true, he does come back home from time to time just to show up and say hi and see how they're doing. But the reality is, Chi-Chi deserves more than an absent husband now, and Goten deserves more than an absent father. Gohan had no choice but to be without his dad for a chunk of his life after the Cell Saga. This time, Goku does have a choice to be there for Goten, but he isn't. Even when Gohan decides to learn the basics again, it's Piccolo that not only teaches him again like he did when he was a boy, but he was by his side the whole time during the Tournament of Power. Goku was too busy satisfying his own desire to be better. Speaking of the Tournament of Power, that brings me to the next issue. Goku's adolescent-like nature in Dragon Ball Super at times portrays him as having a lack of morality. For instance, when Goku learned after proposing the Tournament of Power that any universe who lost would be erased completely, it's like he didn't care. Gohan was actually the only character showing true remorse and understanding of the situation they were in. Goku appeared as if he couldn't care less. Goku is a lot like Zeno in that aspect because Zeno is so innocent that he doesn't understand the gravity of a lot of the situations. And before you say he's always been like that, not exactly. Goku treats most situations as lighthearted and is optimistic about it in Dragon Ball Z, yes. But during the times it came for him to be serious, he would mature real quick like a switch went off in his head and treat the moment as if his life and others depended on it because it literally did. Such as his fight with Vegeta, Frieza, and Buu. There was only one moment in Dragon Ball Z where his lighthearted attitude got the better of him and he sent his son, Gohan, to fight Cell. It took Piccolo to make Goku see that he was sending a teenage boy to fight against a monster who could destroy planets if he wanted. Only then did Goku back up his son after being slapped back to reality. But in Super, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only time I have seen him flip his serious switch was last week's episode after Vegeta gave everything he had left to Goku, making everything right on his shoulders again against Jiren. Which again transitions to the next issue. Having everything right on Goku's shoulders at the end of every major boss fight hinders character growth. The only time I have seen in Super so far where that wasn't the case was when they fought Zamasu and let Trunks have the final blow against them while he and Vegeta backed him up. Which I believe that is the role Goku should be playing now, to be the foundation of new characters in Dragon Ball Super rather than taking the spotlight of like every major boss fight all the time. In other animes such as My Hero Academia or Boruto, the strongest guys are still leading the generation without being in the major boss fights. All Might is the strongest hero in My Hero Academia universe, but acts as a foundation by letting other heroes shine through the main fights. He doesn't step in unless he absolutely has to, like the fight he had with Nemu. We all know in Boruto that Sasuke and his father, Naruto, are the strongest shinobi in his generation, but they allow the kids of the Hidden Leaf to grow as individuals and take on difficult missions. The only time Sasuke and Naruto intervene is literally when they're facing otherworldly threats like Momoshiki. If Goku acted as the foundation in Dragon Ball Super, it can work. He can still be the strongest for the time being, but allow other characters to face difficult battles and become stronger to one day surpass him. Even Vegeta of all people knows he will be surpassed one day, as he basically tells Trunks during the Zamasu arc that his goal should be to surpass the ones that came before, not rely on them all the time. Because even he knows he will not live forever, and it is up to the next generation to protect what's precious to them. Goku was on the verge of taking that role anyway after the Cell Saga, since Gohan was built up since the beginning of Dragon Ball Z to be the next hero after his father. Gohan, even now, would be an excellent main hero, as his goal to be strong is only to protect people. That is perfect ideology to live by to be a hero. But people panicked and got in their heads Goku has been the main hero for years, and Dragon Ball would probably lose some of its fan base if the main hero was switched. That could have definitely been a possibility, but before second guessing something, you gotta give it a chance. Gohan, though, is a whole nother discussion in itself. This video can be longer, but I pointed out the main things I wanted to get off my chest. I can continue it in the comments below if you would like. I'm sure there will be disagreements, but I just wanted to share my opinion in which Dragon Ball franchise could grow and be even better if they rethink Goku's role in the series. Please like or dislike, share, and comment in the section below. This has been T1AO, the one and only. Peace out.